How does cultural hegemony impact decolonization? Imagine a world where one set of ideas, beliefs, and customs is seen as the only right way to live. That's what cultural hegemony is. It's when the dominant group's values become the norm for everyone, often without anyone realizing it. This process influences what we learn in school, what we see on television, and even what we believe is normal. It's like a quiet for shaping society so that the way the powerful see the world is accepted as the only way. This idea was first explained by a thinker named Antonio Gramsci. He said that power isn't just about using force. It's also about making sure the culture supports the status quo. When a society has strong cultural hegemony, it's hard for marginalized groups to challenge the dominant norms. This is especially true when it comes to decolonization, which is about undoing the effects of colonial rule. Colonial powers often force their culture, language, and way of life on the people they colonized. Cultural hegemony makes it seem like the colonizers' way is the only legitimate way. It pushes aside local traditions, languages, and knowledge. This can make indigenous cultures seem less important or even invisible. As a result, efforts to reclaim and revive local cultures face big hurdles. When the dominant culture is seen as universal, it's harder for marginalized groups to share their stories or practice their traditions openly. From a liberal point of view, cultural hegemony is a barrier to true equality. Liberals believe everyone should have the right to express their culture and be heard. When one culture dominates, it can silence others and make it seem like only one way of life is correct. This slows down decolonization because it's not just about political independence. It's also about cultural freedom and respecting different ways of life. To challenge cultural hegemony, societies need to question what is considered normal or natural. This can mean changing education systems to include indigenous history and stories. It might also involve supporting media that shares diverse voices or creating spaces where different cultural expressions are celebrated. For example, schools that only teach the colonizers' history reinforce the dominant narrative. But schools that include local languages and stories help to balance the picture. Liberal ideas support these changes because they believe in open societies where many cultures can thrive. They see value in protecting minority rights and encouraging free expression. But it's important to stay aware that even well-meaning institutions can unintentionally uphold hegemonic norms. Ongoing effort is needed to make sure all voices are heard and respected. In the end, cultural hegemony makes decolonization more difficult because it embeds colonial attitudes deep into society's institutions and everyday life. Overcoming it requires actively promoting cultural diversity, supporting marginalized voices, and making sure that decolonization isn't just about political change but also about cultural renewal. Only then can societies become truly fair and inclusive, allowing all cultural groups to flourish.